Welcome back to a country that truly feels like you are visiting a different planet. We are Jordan and Soph, and we are on our 5th day road tripping and camping around Iceland for our 40th country for our year-long trip around the world, which has brought us here to waking up at the base of the Vestrahorn, which is a mountain in the southeast part of the island, to start our day. How beautiful is this reflection this morning? We are on the Vestrahorn because the tide is going out, but it's not too far out. We have like this reflective pool right in front of the mountain. It is so stunning, and we are the only people out here right now. What a gorgeous place.
So it is day 5 here in Iceland for us, and we have already started our day by coming onto this beach. It's about an hour and a half, 2 hours before low tide. We were actually here last night, 30 minutes before low tide, and by then all the water had already dried up on this beach, and so it was not very reflective, and so that's why we came back out this morning. So that's kind of the sweet spot, I would say, about 2 hours before low tide. That way you get that just magical reflection of the mountains behind you. Next up though, we're gonna head over to a Viking village, check that out. It was built as a set for a movie about the Vikings, however that movie was never made, but you can still come check on us. And then after that, we're going to continue on our road trip up the east coast of Iceland. We made it into the village, checking it out. Most of the buildings are like completely empty on the inside, and a lot of them you can't even get into. There's a few that you can kind of like poke through the door a little bit. I was able to go up onto like a little watchtower thing. That was pretty cool. We're only about halfway through, and we still have to go check on the longhouse, so we're gonna keep on making this circle. We checked out a movie set in New Zealand, the Hobbit movie set, and that place was also really cool. That one's obviously been kept up. They've put a lot of work into that just for tourist attraction. This one's a little more rundown, but this one's still a lot of fun to check out too.
What is there?
A forklift and a ladder, a saw. Looks like they just left everything behind when they decided not to film. There is like a plaque here explaining some of the history here. It looks like an earl from Norway sailed here and kind of settled in this area. So I'm not sure if that's what the movie was going to be about, or if they're just trying to show some of the history of this area. But it was a really cool Viking village to check out. Now we're gonna head back to our car, drive about 3 hours north to a cute little town. And honestly, today it's gonna be a little bit slower. The last couple of days we've been doing just a ton. So we're gonna go up to this town just to spend several hours there kind of hanging out, maybe go to a coffee shop, check out on a church, and really just kind of go slower today just because we're getting exhausted from everything we've done the last few days. But that's what we're up to now.
Before we left the Vestrahorn, we could not help but stop at the cute little Viking cafe for breakfast, where we got the delicious Icelandic vafla, which is a popular treat that is made up of 6 heart-shaped sections. It is a symbol in Iceland of warmth and hospitality. As we were leaving the Vestrahorn, we were lucky enough to see a herd of horses playing by the road. And then we were on our way to Seyðisfjörður.
All right, so 3.5 hours later, we have made it to Seyðisfjörður, or at least that's how I am saying it. So we're gonna spend the next couple of hours here. Like I said earlier, we just want today to be a little more chilled than the last couple of days, just kind of relax and rest. So we're gonna go find somewhere to eat. There's only about 3 different restaurants to choose from, so can't be too picky today. And then after that, we're probably gonna check out some gift shops. We did see there is a cruise ship in port, which I was very surprised by. I did not realize they made it all the way up here, especially since this town is really small. Like, I'm pretty sure there's probably more people on that cruise ship than there is in this entire town. So it might be a little crowded. We might have some trouble finding food, but that's what we're up to now.
this adorable little village only has 700 people that live in it, but the reason it became so popular is because it is a stop for the cruise ships as this village sits at the end of a big fjord. We had an amazing lunch where I got to try some amazing fresh cod that is local, and Jordan got to have some amazing lambs. So very local dishes here. And now we're just gonna walk around, pop into some gift shops, as well as look for some coffee because we need some caffeine to get us through the rest of the day. Back on the road. We have about 2.5 hours to our next stop, which is an amazing looking canyon that has the basalt pillars and a really blue river running through it. We're not sure yet if we're going to camp there tonight or not. It depends on the crowd, because it would be nice if we could get a little bit further down the road because we have so much planned for tomorrow, including now a hot springs that we just added in. So we're gonna go check it out, we're gonna feel it out, we're gonna see how it is there, decide if we're gonna stay the night at that parking lot or not, or continue to find a new campsite. It's kind of fun when you are just like camping around. You have so much freedom to just change up your plans when you don't have to check into accommodations. So yeah, we're just gonna kind of feel it out and see what we do.
Just two-hand death gripping the wheel right now on this very rough road.
So we just got to the trailhead. Ready, Jordan?
Very ready. Actually, I need to lock this one.
So it is a 3.7 mile round trip hike. It's about 6 p.m. now. The parking lot is decently full. This is not a hidden gem.
Not at all. Honestly, I was really hoping since we were getting here at 6, a lot of it would already be gone, but I guess not. That or around 2 p.m. It's very, very busy.
We thought maybe once we got to the more northern part of the island it would quiet down a bit, which it is quieter, but still people for sure. So we're just gonna get hiking here and yeah, go check it out. On the other side of the canyon's a campground, so after the hike we'll decide if we want to stay in this area or if we want to continue on down the road.
2 steps into the hike, we already have a great waterfall with the pillars of basalt. We made it to the canyon and this one is sick. Funny enough, back when we very first started thinking about like doing a year of travel, I screenshotted a picture right at this canyon. That was all the way back in May of 2020, like within the first week of us like just having the idea of traveling the world for a year. And now here we are 3 years later, standing in that same exact spot is where I had screenshotted that picture from. So it's kind of surreal that for the last 11 months, we've actually been doing what we set out to do so long ago.
This stop was incredibly worth it. So beautiful. The water is really high right now compared to what we've seen in other pictures. So we definitely were cautious around the river.
Such a great way to end our 5th day here in Iceland. Honestly, it's going by way too fast. Like I wanted just to keep going and going because we've been having so much fun. Iceland is really like our vibe. We're just like exploring nature and just kind of like doing your own thing.
So we're going to be heading to a campsite a couple hours down the road. We're not quite sure yet, but this concludes our day today. We hope you enjoyed watching another day on our Iceland adventure, and make sure to stay tuned because next we're going to be exploring the north side of the island tomorrow. So we will see you there.